Okay, and the last item for the show will be this dinosaur design that I chose to do on this quarter sheet of cake. I'm going to stencil the dinosaur in again, and after that I'm going to show a quick way to do a background. Because there's always space left over after the picture, you want to have something to make it look like a full picture. I'm going to spray some mountains and a sunset in the background of the dinosaur. But I will start with the stencil. Always going with black on the stencil. Sometimes it's necessary to push down on the stencil in some areas, depending if it's touching, it needs to be touching the icing. So if it's away from the icing, don't be afraid to put your fingertip on there just to hold it down in the area that you're spraying. The cake's not always going to be as smooth as that cardboard we were working on before. Okay, now that's it for the dinosaur stencil. I'm going to move on to some colors in the same fashion that I did the coloring before on the cupcakes and the cookies. I'm going to start with yellow. I'm just sweeping across the cake. I'm keeping the brush farther away now because I intend to overflow the pink and blend the colors in together. So I'm keeping the colors soft and very pale as they spread out away from the sun. Now I'm starting away from the yellow and I'm bringing the next color in towards the yellow. Gradually blending the two together, but not to cover one up. And lastly, for the sky, I'm going to use blue. And the blue will blend into the pink, and wherever the pink and the blue touch, we'll have a little lavender. And while I have blue in the gun, I'm going to spray the water. What I'm going to do, though, to get a nice clean edge for the shoreline, because I'm going to have mountains in the back later on, I'd like a nice clean edge. I'm going to use that stencil, just the edge, as I did with paper before, and I'm going to lay it along the bottom of the mountain here and just run the blue across. And now the next color I can go into from blue is lavender. Nice thing about that, I don't really have to clean the gun out because lavender on the color wheel consists of pink and blue. So by throwing the lavender in after the blue, it remains lavender. I don't have to worry about the blue muddying up the color that's already in the gun. And now I'm doing the mountains. Now the stencil that I used, this was all the mountains that existed were right here. I'm going to add my own. This does not take a certified artist to draw mountains like that. That's grade school stuff. And with the water we get a little bit of reflection, so I'm going to incorporate that, just some of the color scheme. The next color would be green. I'm not finding my green right now. What I'm going to do is improvise. This is a way of making green, yellow, and blue on the color wheel make green. So I'm going to show you how you would have to come up with green if you didn't have any green in the house. Put a couple drops of yellow and a couple drops of blue together, and lo and behold, we have green. And I'm going to add a little touch of brown to the dinosaur next, after I spray these palm trees. I'm just filling in the stencil that was provided. You can always go from green to brown on a dinosaur because we're just kind of the dinosaur is kind of a muddy color himself, so. Accenting certain lines. And you know what, I missed a little bit of blue down here, so I gotta go back to that shortly. Okay, that would conclude the airbrushing on this particular cake. Now it's ready for writing in a border, and it's on its way out the door to your customer.
Well, Jerry, that takes the cake. So before we leave, do you have any special tips or ideas or anything that you'd like to share with us?
One big one, just have fun with it. Be patient, because sometimes it takes practice, and once you get it down, you can really go. The creativity is endless.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody for watching. Happy airbrushing.